1-800-351-4242.
O'Reilly. When you need auto parts, O'ReillyAuto.com is just a few clicks away. We offer convenient options for you to get your parts quickly. Order online and pick up for free at your local O'Reilly Auto Parts store. We'll even bring it out curbside. Or you can have your parts delivered right to your door with free shipping on most orders over $35. Visit O'ReillyAuto.com. O'Reilly Auto Parts.
You're listening to 1050 ESPN, your home for New York Islanders hockey. WEPN, New York, a Good Karma Brands radio station.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max.
Look like the guy at the bank that just got the job and doesn't have the approval to deal with certain transactions.
I have to call in the manager.
Yeah. I want to get $500 in cash. Hold on, sir.
That's too large
I need
of
to
an
get
amount,
that
Mr.
approved.
Johnson.
If you go over 400, Jay's got to get approval.
The reason you got the job in the first place is because your dad was on the board back in the day. He was on the board back in the day, and he knew Phil. And Phil,
since we know Phil, I'm going to say it quickly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
Keyshawn, J. Will, and Max. ESPN Radio. We are presented by Progressive Insurance. Just Kia and me today. What's going on, Keith?
I come back east and it's raining.
Brought it with you, man. It was 60 and sunny yesterday.
I walked out the hotel.
Yeah.
I mean, this is ridiculous, though. It's like, come on, seriously?
The worst. 40 degrees and raining is the worst weather there is.
It's the worst.
Yeah.
Like there's some huge tropical storm hitting the east and the west right now. No, anyway.
Yeah. Yates has this theory that it always rains like Tuesday is the rain day. And so since he says it's the dumbest thing I ever heard. And since he said it,
high percentage.
Since he said it, every time I turn around, it's Tuesday, it's raining.
And I looked at this.
It's amazing, ain't it?
I looked at this weather in New York, then I looked at the weather in Bristol. It's going to snow in Bristol at some point today. Like, come on, seriously.
You have to go up there?
No.
No,
but it's ridiculous, though. Like,
that's a thing. The month that kills it on the East Coast is actually March, because you go through January, February, you're like, all right, it's basically March. You might get 3 snowstorms.
It was perfect at home. It was crystal clear skies. It was 70 degrees. Now it's going to get a little cool here over the next couple of days in LA because, like I said, some tropical storms coming through both coasts, and it's supposed to rain starting, I guess, on Wednesday till Saturday. Get a break for a couple of days and come back. It is what it is.
LA weather, man.
Yeah, I'm enjoying it. I get a chance to.
I remember being on the beach in January, sending pictures back east to people. People would be so mad. Garbage and everything on the streets, snow drifts, and you're on the beach.
Everything's on the beach nowadays with the Ravens.
How do you even what's the transition there? You know who could live on the beach? Lamar Jackson, if he doesn't sign this franchise. Well, whether or not he does. Franchise tag window opens today, Key. So here's Jeff Darlington on whether or not, and Jeff Darlington talks to a lot of people, on whether or not Lamar Jackson is going to play on the tag.
You're crazy if you think that Lamar Jackson is going to play on either tag, let alone the less expensive one. He ain't playing for $30 million. In fact, he ain't even going to play for $45 million this year. So that tag really is meaningless as it pertains to this season. All it does is ultimately buys you some time to either negotiate a long-term deal, the one that they want to get done with all that guaranteed money, or find a way to trade him for more than 2 first-round picks. I ultimately think that you got to understand Lamar Jackson's desires here and what he plans to do. And there is no way Lamar Jackson is playing on either of those tags.
That was from This Just In yesterday. Jeff Darlington, This Just In. Never get to really a chance to see it, but I hear great things. So he said this yesterday, Key.
I'm just thinking about the numbers. $45 million he's not going to play on, and 30 whatever it is on the other tag. He's not going to play
45, right?
45,
30, yeah, 30.
30, I think one of them is like 30 something. The other
45, yeah.
Transition tag versus the actual franchise tag, and the numbers. When you think about it, he's not going to play on it. Which Jeff is probably 199.5% right on that one, and that's a very high percentage. you can't expect for a guy to play on the tag. He's already kind of giving you a lot in his first 5 years in the National Football League. So now you look at, okay, what has he made in his first 5 years? You probably would think where he was drafted late, he's probably grossed about $30-something million plus or minus, maybe some endorsements. He picked up some cash along the way.
Most of it last year. Most of the money was last year.
And so you already know he has some money in the bank to be able to sit out if he chooses to do so. He's not starving. And I think that is the key part in all of this for Lamar and his camp, is that the Ravens understand he's made money. So if he passes up the opportunity to make more money this year because he decides he's going to sit, not that big of a deal. They are now faced with having no quarterback, especially a quarterback at this level, Max, that they have not one. Huntley's okay. He's a good backup, whatever, but you don't have a guy. You don't have an MVP. And we saw what the season looked like with him. We saw what the season looked like without him. The best thing for them to do, though, is try to figure out how to get the deal done, man. I understand you don't want to spend $230 million, whatever the case is, but get close enough. Get close enough to that guaranteed money, put some incentives in there that's makeable, likely to be earned, and then we can go from there.
You know, a couple things. Number one, so it's interesting to me that you say that you look at what he made, and that tells you, and I'm sure the team, how likely he is to sit out, right?
Because he's cool. He can sit tight for a year.
So why did he play last year if he done it? Because he hadn't had that payday yet,
yes.
Right? His whole career earnings at that point, maybe $3 or $4 million, $5 million, something like that. Then last year he makes 20-something million. Now all of a sudden he has the war chest to say, wait a minute, I'll just sit out. So now that changes the leverage, right? Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is, how good is Lamar Jackson? I just want to remind people, he had a fourth quarter lead. The Ravens had a fourth quarter lead in every game he played this past season. Fourth quarter lead. That means you